always kind of been interested in people who move for a living and kind of how people who travel a lot create kind of these sort of home spaces wherever they go. And so when I was just fishing around for topics to research, I found this sort of slice of colonial America where these people spent much of their lives in transit and kind of create these little spaces as they moved along. And so this was just a chance for me to kind of take that sort of long-standing general interest and apply it to colonial America. So it was when I found the deerskin trade, just kind of a marriage of my topics, which were colonial North America, and the sort of general interest I'd had just for years in how people create little homes for themselves on the road. Well, it's a history of the Anglo Creek deerskin trade, which is sort of very narrow, but it's really a history about how the English had to adapt to this trade with Indians. And people have done the history of how the Indians had to adapt to this trade with Europeans, but I was interested in how the English had to sort of bend themselves in order to conduct this trade. So it's really about how the English have adapted to this trade, how they adapted to river travel, how they adapted their towns to suit the trade, how they adapted to moving, hundreds of miles throughout the course of a year in order to conduct this trade in relatively far-flung places. People moving from Charleston, South Carolina, pretty much the banks of the Mississippi River over the course of a few years and back again, and doing this many, many times over the course of their life. Well, it is unique. One of the things that attracted me to the topic is that it's a very unique sort of set of circumstances. These English colonists who do move this much and who live amongst Indians, who marry into Indian families, but also are very heavily tied to slavery in the Southeast. But as I was looking kind of over it, get ready for this interview again, I realized that we've kind of been influenced by quantum mechanics, apparently. I didn't realize this, that the closer you get to the ground, the weirder things get, and kind of the things we think about English imperialism and colonialism are true, but they change more flexible than you'd think. And so by studying kind of that on that small scale, we can kind of get a sense of how the bigger systems of English thought, English empire, were built based on kind of when we see them in this kind of strange, flexible state, kind of on the close ground. So that perspective, kind of studying these small, unique spaces, gives us a window into how the larger empire was built.